Proud to come home. I'm pulling up, checking out my Christmas lights we just put up for the holiday season. And there happens to be a lady in the driveway with 2 kids. So I don't think nothing of it. Kids coming in and out my house all the time. I got kids, got a family over here. I don't think nothing of it. I think she's looking for the front door. I say, hey, are you looking for somebody? She doesn't answer. She then proceeds to go to the porch. So I'm like, okay, so she's probably coming over. So I pull in the driveway. I'm about to park, and she rings the doorbell and comes to the front of the front porch and stops me and says, do you live here? And I said, yeah, I live here. She said, well, I don't think so. So I said, well, what are you doing here? She says, I don't think you live here. Picks the kid up, drops the stroller, hops off the porch, starts running, and I hear screaming, yelling for help. At that point, now I'm in fear.
This is a terrifying situation for Mr. Jenkins. And in my opinion, she weaponized her tears in order to bring attention to something that never was worthy of attention in the first place. Mr. Jenkins, who has far remained silent about what Bishop described as a massive misunderstanding, followed her slowly in his vehicle through the neighborhood where they both live while she was out running with her 2 children. Bishop had gone to the front door of Jenkins' house pretending it was her, she said, in hopes of shaking him. At this point, Jenkins backed into his driveway, and after Jenkins informs Bishop he lives there, she tells him, I don't believe that. She tells her kids to run and follows them screaming, help. She said she thought the man in the truck was white, which registered as odd to some who viewed the video since the owner has locks. She claims the homeowner spoke in a tone that wasn't friendly, but his tone doesn't sound threatening. She puts Mr. Jenkins in a life and death situation, and that's why people are outraged. There's a lot of coded words today, phrases of racism, and it could have been a different narrative if it wasn't for the video, because she tried to change the narrative. If you watch the whole video, she tries to change the narrative in the video when she's talking to the family about what he answered and how he answered and all these things. Bishop broke down in tears. She hopped back on social media and cried. Again, she started to apologize, but she's not apologizing to him. She's apologizing that she did something to make you all think a particular way. Understand the apology has its target. You know if a person is sincere in their apology based on the first person or group they apologize to. She apologized twice to the homeowner and his wife, but they did not accept her apology, Bishop said. Her second apology ended with Bishop telling him, please don't say you're upset with me. A hint that she wasn't sorry about how she reacted, but instead by how she might be perceived. Don't tell anyone this happened. Don't say you're upset at what I did. Let's keep this between us. Since the video went viral, Bishop says she's been inundated on social media and on her cell phone by people calling her a racist, among other things.
We need you. What's going on?
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
They just left the store?
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. Somebody chased her up here. And she had the kids.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in the silver
There was a guy
truck.
in a gray truck, and he came
So
around
she-
the corner,
I don't know if you guys have a
and I was in the street, and so I come up, and I just got my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope." And then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah.
This guy?
He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that some.
Scared the crap out of me.
How?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
How did he scare you, though?
How to feel.
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out.
And I saw someone walking in our driveway, too. And I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
Well, I'm
Well,
sorry.
think about it. All right, sorry.
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
You came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
It was obviously you could tell that I was really caught off guard.
Like I'm pulling in my, it's like I'm pulling in my house. Like this neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio.
It is.
You don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me.
Come on, baby, go in the house. Let's go.
You told me that I didn't. You said you didn't think I lived here.
It was the way that you were talking. I was so caught off guard. I'm so sorry. Further by the driveway, and I said no. And he said a second time, are you looking for someone? And so it was becoming a little more stern. And I said no. And so I'm taking the baby jogger and I am pushing it up the stairs. There's like a couple stairs to get up. So I awkwardly am pushing my jogger up these steps. And at this point, he had backed halfway into the driveway. And so I'm sitting there and I try to keep my cool. I try to keep my calm. You can literally on a video see me heavy breathing in the Ring doorbell. And Rory rings the doorbell and nobody answers. And so I step back and I said, is this your home? And remember, it's dark, the street's not lit well, and I cannot see him well. And he goes, yes. And I said, I don't believe that it is. And he says, this is my house. And I said, I don't think that it is. And at that point, the only reason that I said that was because truly the awkward encounter of slowing up behind me, talking to us multiple times. I'm in this frantic state. It's late at night. I got my kids, my 2 babies. The lady at the door is not answering. There's no other homes that are well established. I mean, there's construction. It's a corner house. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on the front porch. This truck literally is halfway up the driveway. And I was like, my radar was like, nope, I don't think that this is your house. And so I said, I don't believe that this is your house. And so I'm starting to unbuckle Cash and I grab and I freak. I go, Rory, run. And so I take off the porch and I literally run as fast as I can, screaming at the top of my lung. I'm getting all these messages, I'm so sorry. Screaming at the top of my lung. I've never, ever, ever screamed the way that I screamed. And I'm running through the front yards of everybody, praying that the Ring doorbell would capture us. Finally, to get to a woman's house, I'm bang on the door. And at this point, I'm dialing 911. And I said, can I please come in? And the woman said, yes, come in. And so I'm staying there. I'm talking to the sheriff. And more than anything, I was not looking for him to come to my rescue at this point. My husband was going to come. I'm in this woman's house. The door is closed. And I tell the man, he said, do I need to come out? And I just said, no. I said, I was just calling to let you know that this just happened. My husband's going to come get me. And he says, he asked me if I wanted him to come out. And I said, no. And so the woman then